Hello YouTubers, gamers, and random surfers of the interwebs. It is me, Kyle, your game tech guy, and we are back for a recap of PAX Day number 2. We got to get our hands on Titanfall, the Oculus Rift, and some other indie games and whatnot. So we will go ahead and do a quick recap of what was our favorite thing was today and what we thought of the stuff we got to mess with. So Mike, if you want to go ahead and get us started.
We first started out with Titanfall. We got online pretty early for that, so roughly a 45-minute wait. Game was excellent. It was fun. We did have one little snag in it. It froze on us, but that gave us additional gameplay time. So we
Free restart.
We kind of appreciated that. One thing I was disappointed about the game, it was playing on the PC. I wanted to try it out on the Xbox One to see what it looked like on that. But the game overall, excellent in every way. Awesome first-person shooter, really high pace, kind of like Counter-Strike back in the day.
Yeah.
But with giant mechs.
Yeah, sounds good. What did you think of the Oculus Rift, and what did you get to play on it?
I got to play Hawken on the Oculus Rift. Really interesting. The game wasn't the prettiest thing I've seen, but the concept for the Oculus Rift was pretty awesome.
Cool. Good deal. JD, what about you?
Titanfall, of course, all of us enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a new game with a new playing style, and I think it's going to possibly change the way that we look at first-person shooters.
Yeah.
As far as the Oculus Rift goes, I thought it was a lot of fun. I definitely think there's a future for the technology, but it did leave me kind of with some mixed feelings about how's this going to work for certain games, For like our standard first-person shooter,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be quite the technology that we'll need to kind of play up to pace with it. But I think for things like mystery games and fantasy games and things like that, it's going to definitely immerse you in the environment.
Yeah, definitely. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, Titanfall was great. Really new experience for first-person shooters. Really enjoyed that. Oculus Rift, I agree with both you guys here. I think it's a start. And I think once we get full HD, that's going to be great. And we're just, developers are just going to have to figure out how to use it correctly or how to use it effectively.
Yeah,
And that's the big thing.
definitely. So yeah, Titanfall is definitely so far probably my highlight of this show, just because the gameplay. I was a little skeptical at first just because all the hype, but it's definitely there for a reason. It was extremely fun, something new. It was a blast. Me and Josh, Oculus Rift wise, we got to actually do a racing simulation where we actually had a driver point of view, but we actually didn't get to necessarily play the game. We just drove around the track while we looked around and watched other cars. It was kind of neat. You could actually look in the mirrors and stuff and see what was going on behind you, which I thought was pretty cool. There's quite a little bit of ghosting. It wasn't necessarily 100% clear, but they made it clear that it's an HD prototype, so they're working on making sure all that stuff gets fixed. We also got to play Dying Light, which was kind of an interesting concept of a game, kind of like a whole zombie apocalypse parkour.
Yeah.
Mirror's
Not long
Edge.
enough demo,
Mirror's
though,
Edge with
unfortunately.
zombies.
Yeah, that's one thing me and JJ were talking about. The demo almost didn't explain
Yeah, the demo was kind of confusing.
anything. Yeah, so you almost ran around, and by 5 minutes was up. It was like,
Yeah.
what was I supposed to be doing? Which is kind of weird, but something to keep an eye on because it could potentially be good. So I got a chance to actually look at some PS3 games. Like they have Killzone, you can actually watch be played. It's all open. Killer Instinct was there today. Rise Son of Rome we got to just kind of take a look at because it's playing there. One thing I found really interesting is graphically to me, it looks nice, but it's not a huge jump compared to if you look at the PS2 and PS3 or the Xbox and the Xbox 360, huge difference graphics wise. One thing that's interesting to me is I don't the new consoles. I don't think are crazy. It's all in the details, the sparks and the fire and the water effects and lighting, and it seems like it's just those little detail things that make the game look great. But
I think it runs a little bit smoother too, but that's pretty much it. But graphics wise, it looks basically the same.
yeah,
as what you
60
play.
frames a second, which is going to be nice.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's the start. It always gets better.
That's true. Developers will figure out how to tweak things.
Well,
And
the hardware is going to be, more interchangeable, I guess, now. And I think Xbox is probably banking on that cloud storage, too. It'd be kind of a big selling point for them as well.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, that's like you were saying, things change. Look at the difference between Halo 3 and
Right.
Halo 4. Crazy what they did in just a few years of that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting. All right, well, stick with us. We will bring you a recap of tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we can get our hands on. We're gonna try Elder Scrolls Online, I think. Watch Dogs. Yep, we'll hit Watch Dogs tomorrow. Hopefully some more indie games. I got my hands on the Adventure Time game again today for a little bit, which was tons of fun. A lot of glitches were going on when I was playing it, which is funny. Characters keep disappearing, and that kind of stuff. But it's a demo right now. That game is definitely one to keep an eye out for. I thought it was going to be an arcade style game, but I guess it's actually available on disc. So they said it's going to be for retail game, $40. So definitely keep your eye out on that one. Tons of fun. Have a good one. Game on.